GineOn.
GineOn.
What GineOn?
GineOn.
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 What GineOn?
GineOn.
Get it better.
GineOn.
What's going on? I'm Empress Zingha. Today is going to be a little bit different. I'm sitting with Yvan, a social media influencer. He's here for 24 hours and he's been traveling the region now for about a couple days. Last trip was Trinidad. Now he's here in Barbados. Going on?
What going on? Is it correct? More or less?
Yes.
I've been practicing the whole day. I got good teachers, so it was easy.
Yeah. By the time he finished, he's gonna be a Bajan. This is obvious. So this 24-hour island hop, as I'm calling it, why a 24-hour island hop? Why the Caribbean? This sounds crazy.
I know, I'm crazy, so it makes sense. At the beginning, I was thinking to spend the same amount of time in few places, and then I realized, oh, this is not that far, and then I got very ambitious, and then eventually it got too many places, and now here only for a very short time. But I know that I'm loving it here, and I'm really willing to come back for crop over. So this is just like a taster.
Okay. So where are you from originally?
So I was born in Switzerland. My father is from ex-Yugoslavia, my mother is Switzerland. My first language is French, actually.
Okay. So this idea of culture and this idea of going to these different countries, what started this idea?
So at the beginning, I had this project called Face Hunter, where I was like doing some street style photography. So I was going on the street and capturing some interesting style, unique style, inspiring style, and that became a thing. I posted my images on my blog, and then I worked for some magazine, and then it evolved into something where I started to travel, and I was like, wow, actually I got inspired by a lot of places. I want to share my experiences and what's happening in all those cool cities around the world, and to the point where I started to think, okay, I want to show places beyond what people know about it. So I kind of like breaking stereotypes or challenging, reshuffling narratives, and it became part of my work in some way.
In the very short space of time that you've been here, what is maybe one thing that stood out to you today?
I love the first part of the day when we kind of walked in cheap Swan Street and cheap side. I like the vibe there, and I like the people we met. I don't know, there was something cool about I like this woman who moved from New York, and she was a disco roller skater, and then she became a Rastafarian. I don't know. I mean, there was like this something so genuine and fresh about all those people who were doing the thing. I don't know. It was just very like strong and just so easygoing at the same time. I loved it.
Now, you're saying that you're wanting to come back for crop over. Are there any places that you probably would have missed today, or places that you may have touched on that you want to like probably revisit again to like get a better idea or a deeper idea of what it is?
I think I would like to see the markets in like full activity. So I mean, we saw them kind of quiet, but I think it would be nice to see some similar places with more like busy people. And I would like to see some parties as well. But I guess it would be a crop over, right?
Yeah. Biggest party crop over. What is so important about culture as it relates to the Caribbean or the region or anywhere?
I think culture is the soul of a place. I mean, for me, I like the idea of traveling with a purpose, with an understanding of where you are. It's not just enjoying the sun. I mean, it's nice. I like the sun, of course, but for me, it's like, how can you be in a place that has so much layer of culture, of history, and just stay on the surface? So for me, in a place like the Caribbean that is so complex and so rich, so interesting, I mean, I cannot not try to understand and meet people and trying to understand a bit of what makes the DNA of this place. So for me, it's my passion, and I think it's the best thing about visiting a place.
Did you see that here in Barbados?
Yes, I think we had this conversation with you and a few other people. What I found it super interesting, where you were telling me that now there's this whole movement where people are like finally in a position where they want to reconnect with some lost identities, and specifically their African identity and culture. So there's this whole movement where people in different fields like language, food, the way people dress, and it's like exactly. And so I think this is so interesting. I mean, in some way, I don't think people talk about it so much in mainstream media, and I think it's such a contemporary conversation that the whole world should have. So I think what's happening right now here is so inspiring for the whole universe.
Do you think more companies, not only in Barbados but Caribbean, but I guess because I'm Bajan, do you think more Bajan companies, marketeers, government, whoever, should be promoting different things of what we like, for instance, what we saw today, instead of sea and sand?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good to advertise sea and sun, but on top of that, to make your destination unique, because there's a lot of tropical island in the world in some way. So you have such a unique cultural mix that is so rich, so interesting, that I think maybe tourism board should put more focus on that as well.
What was your next stop? Where are you going next?
So I'm flying in 12 hours to Martinique.
12 hours. Okay, so you're prepped and ready to go.
So ready.
All right, so where can we find you online?
So the best way is Instagram at FaceHunter.
Well, we've been here speaking to Yvan. As I said before, you can go and check him out on Instagram, Face Hunter. More of all of his travels are going to be in the description box down below. You can go and check that out. I am Empress Zingha. Thanks so much for sitting with us. Hopefully this conversation has sparked some dialogue for some of you. And we can see you somewhere sometime soon. Later.